1. Bhutan's Mindfulness Airport, where travel meets tranquility. In a world where airports are usually concrete mazes of stress, noise, and sprinting passengers, Bhutan is building something radically different. Down in the lush southern city of Gyeongju, a new international airport is taking shape, and it looks more like a temple in a forest than a transport hub. Designed by Bjarke Ingels Group, BIG, the terminal will be built almost entirely from timber, arranged in a sweeping lattice structure that echoes the surrounding Himalayan foothills. From a distance, the roofline is meant to resemble a rolling mountain range. Up close, carved wooden dragons and traditional Bhutanese motifs will be woven into the architecture, handcrafted by local artisans rather than stamped out by machines. This isn't just aesthetic storytelling. The entire airport is part of Gyeongju Mindfulness City, a massive national project launched by Bhutan's king to create a future-focused economic and cultural hub. Think clean energy, modular neighborhoods, rivers integrated into urban design, and even a hydroelectric dam that doubles as a temple-like landmark. Inside the terminal, the design flips the typical airport experience on its head. Instead of harsh lighting and endless queues, you'll find daylight-filled halls, indoor forests, quiet meditation spaces, yoga rooms, and sound bath zones. Yes, actual meditation rooms in an airport. The idea is simple. Travel should feel calm, not chaotic. Solar panels on the roof will generate power, rivers will flow beneath elevated runways, and trams and buses will connect the airport seamlessly to the city. Even the arrival plaza is designed like a nature park, divided into zones filled with native trees and shaded relaxation areas. If everything goes according to plan, this airport won't just connect Bhutan to the world. It will become a global symbol of how infrastructure can respect culture, nature, and mental well-being at the same time. 2. Guggenheim Abu Dhabi, Frank Gehry's final cultural giant. On Saadiyat Island in Abu Dhabi, a shimmering architectural monster is nearing completion. It's chaotic, sculptural, and unmistakably Frank Gehry. The Guggenheim Abu Dhabi is set to become the largest Guggenheim museum in the world, dwarfing its counterparts in New York, Bilbao, and Venice. The museum has been decades in the making. First unveiled in 2006, construction began in 2011, and after years of delays, it's finally approaching the finish line. When it opens, it will be Gehry's last major project, his final statement in global architecture before his passing in 2025. The structure itself looks like a cluster of metallic ships colliding in slow motion. Massive cones, tilted galleries, and fragmented volumes create a building that feels alive, shifting as you walk around it. Inside, galleries range from intimate rooms to cavernous exhibition halls tall enough to display monumental installations. But this isn't just another art museum. The complex includes an art and technology center, conservation labs, archives, children's education spaces, and research facilities. Abu Dhabi isn't just collecting art, it's building a global cultural nerve center. The price tag? Around $1 billion. And that's part of a much bigger cultural master plan that already includes the Louvre Abu Dhabi and the Zayed National Museum. Saadiyat Island is transforming into a cultural superpower zone, a kind of Middle Eastern museum capital designed to rival Paris, London, and New York. Whether you love or hate Gehry's chaotic style, there's no denying the scale of ambition here. This is a country using architecture as a geopolitical tool, a way to rewrite its global identity through art and design. 3. Birmingham's Powerhouse Stadium. Football meets industrial heritage. Most modern stadiums look like futuristic UFOs that could land in any city on Earth. Birmingham's new stadium is doing the exact opposite. It's leaning hard into its industrial past and turning it into a spectacle. Dubbed the Powerhouse, this $1.6 billion stadium will become the new home of Birmingham City FC, seating around 62,000 fans. But the real headline is its design. 12 towering brick chimneys surrounding the stadium, inspired by the city's historic brickworks and industrial skyline. These chimneys aren't just decorative, they'll support the roof, house elevators, and staircases, and one will even contain what could become the highest bar in the city. Imagine watching a match, then riding an elevator up a chimney to sip a drink above the crowd and skyline. The stadium will feature a retractable roof and a movable pitch, allowing it to switch between football matches, concerts, and major events. It's designed not just as a sports venue, but as a cultural anchor for East Birmingham, forming the centerpiece of a new sports and entertainment district. Thomas Heatherwick, the architect behind the project, said modern stadiums often sterilize cities. This one is supposed to do the opposite, to feel like it was grown from Birmingham's DNA. And with Stephen Knight, creator of Peaky Blinders, involved in the concept, you can feel the narrative ambition baked into the design. If it opens as planned around 2030, this won't just be another football stadium. It will be a monument to a city's identity, history, and industrial soul, wrapped in cutting-edge engineering. 4. Canada's tallest skyscraper, Toronto's Sky Tower. Toronto's skyline is changing fast, and nothing represents that transformation more dramatically than the Sky Tower, a 352-meter residential supertall that will become the tallest building in Canada. Designed by Hariri Pontarini architects, the tower has a faceted, jewel-like form with chamfered corners and a slightly tilted profile. From certain angles, it looks like a crystalline shard rising out of the city. From others, it reflects the sky like a mirror, constantly changing appearance depending on light and weather. The building isn't just tall for the sake of it. Its aerodynamic form helps it withstand powerful winds off Lake Ontario. The design also creates visual alignment with the CN Tower, forming a new vertical dialogue between old and new icons of Toronto. Inside, the Sky Tower will include nearly 1,000 apartments, a hotel, luxury amenities, and a sky-high restaurant and bar on the top floors. Units range from relatively modest luxury apartments to multi-million-dollar penthouses with panoramic views of the city and the lake. And yes, parking alone can cost 6 figures. That's how high-end this building is. The tower is part of the larger Pinnacle 1 development in the Harbourfront District, a massive urban redevelopment zone that's turning former industrial waterfront into a dense vertical city. When residents begin moving in around 2026, it will mark a new era for Toronto, a city increasingly defined by super-tall residential towers rather than low-rise neighborhoods. In many ways, the Sky Tower isn't just a building. It's a symbol of how Canadian cities are densifying, globalizing, and competing with megacities around the world. 5. Neom's The Line, the city that erases streets forever. If Bhutan is trying to calm the future, Saudi Arabia is trying to rewrite it. Deep in the desert, a project so ambitious it sounds like science fiction is rising from the sand. It's called The Line, and it's not a city in the traditional sense. It's a 170-kilometer-long mirrored wall that could permanently change how humans live. The line is part of Neom, Saudi Arabia's $500+ billion mega-region, and it completely abandons the idea of roads, cars, and urban sprawl. Instead of expanding outward, the city stacks vertically. Homes, offices, schools, parks, and entertainment are layered in a narrow strip only 200 meters wide, but up to 500 meters tall. On the outside, the structure is covered in mirrored panels that reflect the desert, making the city nearly invisible from a distance. On the inside, everything is designed to be within a 5-minute walk. High-speed transit running beneath the city will allow residents to travel from one end to the other in about 20 minutes, faster than most subways. AI will manage traffic, energy, waste, and even urban planning decisions. Sensors embedded in the infrastructure will constantly adjust lighting, temperature, and resource usage. This isn't just a smart city, it's an algorithmic city. Critics argue it's dystopian. Supporters say it's the only way dense populations can live sustainably in the future. Either way, the line isn't just being talked about, it's already under construction, with entire desert landscapes being reshaped to make it real. If it succeeds, city planners around the world may have to rethink the concept of streets, neighborhoods, and even what a city means. 6. Dubai's Burj Azizi, the next vertical arms race. Dubai already has the Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building, but that hasn't stopped the city from starting another vertical battle. Enter Burj Azizi, a skyscraper planned to reach around 725 meters tall, making it one of the tallest buildings on Earth. This tower isn't just about height, it's about luxury signaling. Burj Azizi will host ultra-luxury residences, a 7-star hotel, observation decks, and entertainment zones stacked high above the city. The top floors will be reserved for elite penthouses with private pools and panoramic views of the Persian Gulf and the desert. The design is sleek and aerodynamic, built to reduce wind forces and improve structural efficiency. Engineers are using cutting-edge materials, tuned mass dampers, and next-gen concrete mixes to push the limits of what's physically possible in super-tall construction. Dubai's skyscraper boom is more than architecture, it's branding. Each new tower is a billboard visible from space, announcing the city's ambition to remain a global hub for finance, tourism, and ultra-wealthy residents. If Burj Azizi reaches completion as planned, it will reinforce Dubai's role as the world's vertical playground and keep the race for the sky alive. 7. India's Mumbai Coastal Road and Sea Link expansion, a city rewritten on water. While some cities build upward, Mumbai is building outward, onto the sea itself. India's financial capital is constructing one of its most ambitious infrastructure projects ever. The Mumbai Coastal Road, a massive network of bridges, tunnels, and reclaimed land stretching along the city's western shoreline. The project includes underwater tunnels, elevated highways, and artificial promenades that will dramatically cut travel time across the city. What used to take hours in traffic could soon take minutes. But this isn't just about cars. The reclaimed land will host parks, cycling tracks, waterfront cafes, and public spaces. Mumbai is essentially creating a new coastline for its citizens, transforming congested urban chaos into a modern coastal boulevard. The engineering challenges are enormous. Workers are battling monsoon storms, deep-sea conditions, and environmental concerns about marine ecosystems. Critics worry about flooding and ecological damage, while supporters argue that the city needs bold solutions to survive its population explosion. If successful, Mumbai's coastal transformation could become a blueprint for megacities battling congestion and limited land. 8. The International Space Station replacement. Orbital real estate. Begins. Earth isn't the only place getting megaprojects. In orbit, a new generation of private space stations is preparing to replace the aging International Space Station. Companies like Axiom Space and Blue Origin are building modular orbital habitats that could serve as research labs, space hotels, and even industrial platforms. Axiom's modules will attach to the ISS first, then detach to form an independent commercial station. Blue Origin's orbital reef aims to be a mixed-use business park in space, hosting governments, researchers, tourists, and private companies. These stations will have artificial gravity research modules, panoramic windows, advanced life support systems, and docking ports for spacecraft. For the first time, space infrastructure is being designed with profit in mind, not just science. If orbital tourism and space manufacturing take off, these stations could become the first real off-world cities, tiny floating megaprojects that redefine where humans can live and work. Megaprojects aren't just engineering feats anymore, they're experiments in how humanity wants to live next.